Hi, this is Julia and I'm also known as the Single Mum Entrepreneur. Welcome to another video. Now today's going to be a bit of a tutorial video and hopefully something that will help people if you've started or thinking of starting to sell on Redbubble. Now I've recently started selling on Redbubble, started putting some designs together. This is actually a marketplace where you can upload those designs onto different products and then they are printed on demand when somebody orders one of those products. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today is actually an issue that I've encountered when designing, putting designs on mugs for Redbubble. So I'm going to go into a short way that I found a kind of a workaround in order to make sure that those designs come out looking good on mugs as well. So if this is the first time you've been to my channel, and generally I make videos about ways to make money online, side hustles, passive income, and also work from home jobs. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then hit the subscribe button and also smash the notification bell so you will get notified every time I release a new video. So without further ado, let's dive into this method and then I can show you what I mean. So when you start designing for mugs on Redbubble, or when you have a design that you want to put on mugs, then you do encounter a little problem with Redbubble. But how it works with Redbubble is that once you upload the design, you have the option of putting onto, you can go to classic mugs, tall mugs, and travel mugs. So if we just go down a little bit down here, so you can see if you're looking at the mug designs here, you can see that these look fine. They're all that, you know, they seem to be kind of wrapped around. So if you're holding it in your left hand or right hand, hopefully the design will show on both sides. So let's just check. So for example, there's a T-Rex mug here, which is kind of cute. So now, so what's happened here? Oh, let's just take that off. So what's happened here is that when they've designed this T-Rex mug, this is nothing against the person who's done this lovely cute little design, but basically what's happened is that they have just got the image on one side. So if you look here in the top here, you've got this design here where it's white on one side. So say you're holding the mug in your right hand, then you can obviously see the design. If you're right-handed, you can see the design T-Rex, but it won't be showing on the other side. If you're left-handed, you obviously won't see the design on your side, but anybody looking at you will see the design on the other side. So they've just printed it on one side because Redbubble does not by default allow you to wrap the design around the whole mug. You put the image on and it will either, you only have one place that you can put it. So in this case they've just put it here and it's ended up just being on one side. So let's just have a little look down. So if we look here, for example, Cafe Nervosa sign from Frazier. Let's have a look. So if we just, let's just click on this. As you can see, you can't see it there. Okay, so basically the way that, I mean, this is a wraparound design, so it's maybe not a perfect example, but this is obviously just a, this particular colour. But obviously you can see that the design is just at the front. If we look at the classic mug, I mean, it works better on the tall mug, but if you look on the classic mug, for example, so the design is only round the front. So if you're holding it in your left or right hand, you can't actually see the design because it's actually on the front of the mug. So I thought I would show you how this is actually looking in Redbubble. So here I am, I'm actually on my Redbubble account now. Obviously I've only just started this account very recently, but I've got this image here. So this is where you kind of upload your image from your device. So if you go down here, you can see that it's looking really weird for the mugs. It's yeah, it's not going to work for the mugs at all. So and the travel mug could possibly work. Travel mugs do tend to look okay with the design just like that, because they are kind of slimmer near the bottom. But I would say if you go to the normal mug, now this will be the tall mug design here, and this is the classic sort of area here. So if I make it smaller, so obviously it's all cut off there, and I go like that, and I just have it censored. By default, you can just see it. It's very pale, so it's a white mug. The left angle, as you can see, if I choose to show the left angle of the mug, there's nothing there. the design is only visible at the very front of the cup, which I feel is a little bit of a pain because I want the design to be visible in more places, particularly at the sides, as I said before. Now, one of the ways that you can get around this, there are a couple of ways, and it really depends on the design that you have as to whether you can get away with doing it the kind of the cheats and the simple way. So so these buttons here mean that you can make it like a grid. Either that will be what's called an offset grid, so it will be slightly uneven, or it will be a grid which is very symmetrical. So if you do a grid like this, as you can see, suddenly you get more of the kitties. Sorry, dogs. This is a kawaii dog. So what I can do is I can do this. I can kind of, maybe let's try that view actually. Okay, so we'll keep it, we won't do it as an offset. So what you can do is you can go like that. You say, right, okay, I'm going to do that. So you can do that because on the classic mug, you will then end up with 3 little dogs. But unfortunately, what will happen is, even though that will look okay, so if I apply the changes and go back, you'll see that from the mug side, you will see it all the way around the mug, and which will look fine. That will look fine. But what you don't see here is the tall mug. What will happen is you will have this pattern will appear on the tall mug. Now, if you're not worried about that, that's fine. But I have a different way that I do it, which takes a wee bit longer, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Now, you can use another tool called Canva for this. I will quickly show you that after I've shown you this one, but it only works in Canva if you have the Pro version, which is about £9 or £10 a month. The reason why is that you need to be able to have a PNG. You need a transparent graphic in order to do this. So I would suggest, if you don't have Canva Pro, that you use this tool, which is just like Photoshop. So this is called Photopea or Photopea, however you pronounce it. Photopea basically has got much of the same functionality as Photoshop. It's great for beginners, and actually if you watch tutorials on Photoshop, you would probably be able to grasp quite a lot that would help you use Photopea. There are also Photopea tutorials that I've watched on YouTube in order to understand how to do this, but once you've gone through it once, it's really, really easy. So what you do is, so Photopea is actually just a web-based editor. So it's like Photoshop, but it's web-based. So all you need to do is you just go and type photopea.com. And then once you get this open here, we just go to New Project. Go to New Project, and I just need to give it a name. Now I'm going to do this as just 5,000 by 5,000, which should be more than enough, and the pixels. I would recommend not using less than 3,000 by 3,000. And then the background, you just want to click on transparent there. So just click on create, and then it will just give you this this little canvas here. Okay, so I've got my little canvas here. So what I want to do is I want to move that graphic onto this canvas. So all I need to do is just open my canvas here, and then I'm just going to find the one that I want. I'm just going to move it across. So you just literally, wherever it is on your computer, just like that, it's just going to load it. So obviously it's going to bring it in as a big file like this. But I don't want it to be a big file like that. I'm going to make it smaller. Now obviously when it comes out, it won't be this small because it's ready for printing. So what you just do, I just clicked on there to this move and transform tool, so I can move it around, and then as long as this is here is tick transform controls. So what I can do is I can just make it a bit smaller. I do want to make sure that I keep the aspect ratio. I'll have to deal with that in a minute. So I'll just go like this. Now I'm just going to move it to the middle. You see that red line appearing there? Actually got it in the middle, and then I'm going to click here, which is actually the to keep the aspect ratio. So it's going to put it back to make sure that it's the right height and the right width. I'll just click that. There's a a little bit wider, so I'll just move it in. Now what I want to do now is I need to have two of these. So the idea is that I'm going to have one round one side of the cup and the other round the opposite side. So I need to have two. So at the moment I've just got this one here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go across here. So this is where my layer is. So these are all called layers. This isn't going to be a tutorial on Photopea for now, but I'm just showing you how I do this in Photopea. So then these are all the layers. So you can see here I'm in the layers, got the background, that's one layer. If whatever layer I want to change, I have to actually physically click on it like that. If I'm on the background and then I try to click that, it says this layer is locked. So I have to actually click on it in order to do something with it. So this is all, that's all okay now. So I'm going to leave that. So what I do is I go there and I go right click and then it says duplicate layer. So, I mean, if you're familiar with Photoshop, you'll know this already because it's going to be pretty much the same. So now, as you can see, I've got two of the same image. So what I want to do is I want to move one. I want to move the other one across like that. Okay. And to go back to that one, I want to move that one. So now, as you can see, I have got the two images. They're exactly in the center. And one is going to be on one side of the cup and one is on the other. So essentially I've got a duplicated image here. So I'm happy with that. I mean, I could make it a little bit bigger if I wanted. Sometimes you do have to play around a little bit to get the right size. But the important thing is obviously we want to make sure that we've got a design that can be seen on both sides of the mug. So what you need to do then is you just go to File. And then what you can do is save it as a PSD because then you can re-upload the file. So if, for example, you think, oh gosh, that doesn't look quite right, you can go back and you can just open it again in, and put it in Photopea again and then just tweak it. So first I'll save it as a PSD because then I've got the actual file that I can edit if I need to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it as a PNG. So this is really important because this is what you can do if you have Canva Pro, but you can't do it if you don't have Canva Pro. So seeing as Photopea is free, this is the free method. So you just click on PNG. Can't actually see it there at the moment, but it is in there. So then you just click on Save. And then it's actually saved your whole image as a PNG. So if I open it up, you see it's black first, is a PNG you see. And then as you can see, there you go, it's perfect. Just two perfect little images. And this is the image that I'm going to use to put on my mug. Okay, so let's go back to Redbubble. Okay, so I actually quickly resized the images for the other products. As you can see, it automatically disables products that it thinks your design is not going to have the right the right pixel size for, because obviously it could come out looking super pixelated. So Redbubble kind of decides that for you. So we go to mugs, as we said before, that didn't look right because the tall mug, it's going to mean it's all cut off. So what you can do here is you can just replace the image. So this just replaces the image just for oh, it's not there. Where's it gone? Let me just go back and check. Just bear with me. It should be in the downloads, actually. I do apologise for that. Here we go. Sorry, the teacup one is here. I was looking in the wrong place. So let's just open that up. So what it's going to do is upload that image just for this one product. Now, a lot of people just don't bother with doing this because I guess time, they want to get their designs uploaded. They maybe don't realise. I do, because mugs are obviously very big selling items. So if I really don't want to leave it looking like it's half done. So obviously, as you can see, that's a little bit big. So what I do is I just size it like that. Just make sure it's going to be slight. Okay. Then you can just, I always click on these vertically and horizontally, just to make sure that I get it in the right place. So as you can see, the default view, I'm going to have the default view as one of the side ones there. You will see when it's published that now you can see it on both sides. So I'm just going to go apply changes. And also, obviously, it looks very tidy. There are no little, when we look at the finished product, you'll notice that there are no little half images at the top of the tall mug. You can do the same for the travel mug if you wish. But if you really want to kind of go that one step further, you can obviously do that. You can apply the changes. Actually, let's just go back because I noticed default. Make sure your default view is one that actually has the picture on it, because I have done that before and then I've realized the default view doesn't have the picture. So there you go. So the travel mug is going to have it on both sides, which again looks quite nice. I just click a couple of the relevant ones here. Now I have some collections set up already. I am going to create another collection. So I can put it in the cats and dogs. It actually goes in animals as well. It's also kind of aesthetic because it's actually it's kawaii. It's not mature content. Everybody can view it. The default product in your shop, optimized means Redbubble will show a mix of products based on sales and the individual customer's interests. So some people, I would say if you were just selling this as a sticker, for example, or if you're just selling sticker packs, then always choose sticker. Or if you want a leading product to be a t-shirt or whatever, then choose that. But I often leave it as optimized, because it's quite nice, because when people look at your store, they'll see your products across different kinds of different kinds of items. And obviously then you confirm that you have the right to sell the artwork, and then you're going to click on Save Work. So the design's published, but then it might take up to 15 minutes to appear. So here we go. We've got the classic mug. So now, as you can see, the classic mug, let's have a look at the image of the classic mug. As you can see, it's got it on both sides. Now, it's not completely centre. It's not perfectly centralised. Well, it doesn't kind of look it there. Actually, I think it's just the angle, because if you look at it here, then you can see that it's, whether you're left or right-handed, you can see it on both sides of the mug, which looks fantastic. Obviously, you've not got it there. If you wanted to be really, picky, you could maybe create 3 smaller designs and have it all the way around. But I think really that the most important thing is that it's both sides like that. So, and if you look at the tall mug, let's have a look at the tall mug. Now, if we'd have used the other image with the grid, we would have had the image showing at the bottom and the top. But as it happens, obviously it's not showing very well on there, but as it happens, we've got it showing on both sides, and we haven't got any half images at the top or the bottom. Okay, so let's just quickly show you how this works in Canva Pro, if you have that. So here we go. I've just got a design. Obviously, give it a title, and I'll just upload the file that I want to upload. So let's just go and get the. Okay, so there we go. So it's just uploading, and then what I suggest that you do is you just go here and make it a bit smaller. Just make it a bit smaller, and then make sure it's in the middle. So just go like that. And then you can just go duplicate, then just make the other one like that and just move it across. And then all you would do is you would click on download and you would click on transparent background. Now you can only do this if you have Canva Pro. You click on transparent background and it will download it as a transparent PNG, which is what you want. So thanks very much for watching my video today. Don't forget to like and comment down below the video, and also subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos that I release. I am going to be doing more videos about Redbubble and more videos about print on demand. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.